Hey, prep for it. Hey, Andy. Taking the bubbles out of my epoxy resin right now. That little vacuum chamber that I bought sure comes in handy with these epoxy resin projects. Today I am taking my discs and I will be painting over the ones that I cut this weekend, and they'll shine up like these. The lighting isn't the best, but I've been planning on doing this for a while, and I see Backyard Trucker and everybody doing live streams all the time. And you know what? Why not go live while I sit here and paint? Looks like the bubbles are still coming out. Wake up, he says. You missed Mateo premiere because you was. Oh, don't feel bad. Yeah, I found out about Mateo's premiere last minute myself. There we go. The air out. It was a pretty good premiere. You suck at making videos, that's why you live stream. Well, at least you live stream. Sometimes I feel like I suck at live streams. It's been a while since I've really done much of any live streams. Oh, this is a chip with some tree lichen on it. I'm gonna save that. So let's see. I think I'm gonna start with these. Go ahead and take those right there. So my camping trip before my meetup, I harvested a bunch of red cedar, and a lot of the red cedar was in green form. So I'm trying to preserve the green color. And I immediately put a bunch of these red cedar cones and leaves, if you want to call them that, and some epoxy, and now I've got them cut. I don't know when I'll get to the green stuff. There might be a little bit of green in this one, but I want to get them sealed to preserve the color. Looks like I need the light over here for you guys instead of way back over there. Got a lot of pine cones and fatwood and walnuts in these. What could I use for a light over here? It's got a big bright light on the ceiling fan light fixture behind me, but that's the word, it's behind me. So I'm kind of blocking it. This room in the house doesn't have any windows. this fancy one over here if it's not going to be in my way. Which it is gonna. Let's see, maybe over here. Oh, I've got that on follow, don't I? Let's see if I can turn that off. There we go. I tried figuring out that trick the last time I went live, and I couldn't find the button anywhere on my camera. It's on the cord back here. Ooh. Yeah, I figured it out. But this is going to be a long, boring live stream. Hey, I see some green in this one. This green right here, that's tree lichen. That's got a nice lime green to it. And I see a little bit of the green from the cedar. Hey, that's kind of pretty. I think my favorite part of a wood turning show or any kind of craft is the finishing part where the colors just come right out like this. Guess I should put it back on follow so you can be a little closer. We'll see how that works for a minute. Yeah, that seals it quite nicely. Nice thin coat of epoxy right over that. And just set it over here to dry on some wax paper. And then take another one. Tina's in the house. Woohoo! Hope you didn't jump in the shower too hard, Tina, and fall through the floor. Anytime I tell someone I'm about to jump in the shower, they say, "How high?" Sometimes I wonder if that bathtub can hold all my weight. Wow, that's kind of pretty. Now, I've finished these before by dipping them. Let's see if I have an example over here. I've dipped them in the epoxy and then take them out and then brush the epoxy off, but it's more epoxy than I need and it makes them rather thick. I want to keep these thin, and I really don't need to finish them. I mean, when I put these in a coaster, they get the epoxy resin right away and the colors come right out. But as I've said earlier, I want to preserve the green right here. And it's going to brown eventually over time, but not too bad. If I can get a bunch of these done, I'll have me a big gallon size bag full of them. And I can use them anytime. Looks like a spruce cone right here. Yeah, that turned out pretty. Very pretty. Yep. Long, boring live stream of me painting. Wow, that's pretty. So I've got cedar cones, tamarack cones, pine cones, spruce cones. Let's see here. Fatwood. I don't have but a couple of dried morel mushrooms left. Those morel mushrooms sure do turn out pretty cool looking when they're sliced. Oh yeah, there's some green in there. That's what I'm looking for. When springtime comes, I'm going to gather me some more tamarack cones. In the springtime, when the tamarack cones start to bud out, they're red. And the ones I save after they dry, they're kind of pink. The more colors, the better, if you ask me. So many things I could make with these. I can make sun catchers, coasters. What else do you think? If you had some of these, what would you make with them? Even thought about selling them. I got enough to sell. All right. Let's see what we have next. This one looks like it's got some green to it. A whole lot of hemlock cones. That's what I missed. There's hemlock in here. Cedar, tamarack, which is some people call the tamarack a pine. The tamarack pine is actually an eastern larch. The tamarack pine or eastern larch is the only pine that's not an evergreen, which is kind of why it's not really a pine. It's kind of like how people call a Douglas fir. It's neither a fir tree or a hemlock or a pine or any of that. It's its own tree and its own. We name these things and then we find out over the years more about them. Woohoo! Man, I'm going to have a bunch of these done today. This could take me an hour, could take me 2 hours. This is where I wish I had a good church, get me some kind of sewing circle going. Sit around, shoot the shit, gossip, whatever, and work at the same time, all together. I guess this live stream's closest I'm going to get. It is a lot more fun to do this stuff when you got people doing it with you. Now, it won't be long, we'll be getting into these other discs, and there's a whole lot of walnut in them. I see the start of a walnut right there. Thanks for sharing my live stream. Appreciate that. Yeah, I see green in there. Woohoo! I wanted some green. It's the whole reason I'm doing this. Ooh, all right, we got us a walnut now. Here we go. Let's see if this walnut really pops. I've noticed some of these walnuts are kind of fresh, really bright, almost yellow to it. And some of my walnuts are darker brown. Man, that's a pretty spruce cone right there. It's a good thing I got gloves on by the time I'm done doing this. I need y'all to call for help because I'd be glued to something. Hey, I like that. Well, let's see, we got 8 done so far. I was kind of wondering, what am I going to do when I run out of space on the table? I could lay another couple sheets of wax paper on top of those and keep going. Hey, I see some green popping right there in the middle. Very nice. Wow, that hemlock cone's pretty badass. See the difference? Need some music playing, but I don't know how the rules work with that anymore. Oh, live streaming has changed so much over the years. When I first started YouTubing in 2016, you had to really know how to live stream. And then come 2018, smartphones were popular enough that YouTube made it possible to go live from your smartphone. And they made it so easy, everybody was going live. And I like that too. It's just changed so much. But you used to get a copyright strike. Wow, that's so cool. For having music during your live stream. But now I notice some people going live from their garages and they got the radio going and they keep streaming like that. Wow, there's some pretty green. You just don't know. Might be just a rule, if you got music in your live stream, you can't make money off of it in the future. That's how it is with my videos. I don't get any copyright strikes. Wow, that's pretty cool. Look at that walnut. Wow, that's really cool. Got some more walnut there. Look at that spruce cone. Trying to figure out how to show it. Okay, so if I hold it right here, I can show it. Get a little bit of a glare from this light that I'm using. Yeah, usually when I'm working, I got the radio going. It's another reason I don't normally go live. Gotta sacrifice. Man. I know I ended up, some of these have double walnut in them. Looks like I cut this one rather thick. I've got a rip fence for my bandsaw to keep these all about the same, but sometimes I get them a bit uneven. This one's got some bad to the bone walnut going on. Nice. I see a jack pine cone appearing right here. Jack pine cones only open in extreme heat. They need fire to plant their seeds. So jack pine cones are pretty fun to put in these because they're closed and they look different from other pine cones. Get it all up in there. These little dips and grooves can be a problem when I'm using them in coasters. Yeah, I got a bunch of these to do. Got the butt end of a walnut right there. That looks real pretty. You get such cool designs when you cut and turn, or with all this stuff in the epoxy resin. All right, what's going on here? We do have a dry spot. There we go. This one was cut real thin, probably to even out after cutting that other one kind of angled like. This piece will end up probably in a coaster holder, because I do cut these down sometimes and use pieces of them. And what I don't sell this Christmas and Thanksgiving, I'll simply sell at the flea market in the spring. I got 3 people watching. Cool beans. Got some more green going on. Woohoo! Yep, seal these up real good. I don't want any moisture getting into these cones after I cut them. I want to save these for a rainy day when I feel like making something with them. My poor bandsaw blades get a little dull after cutting so many of these, especially with the walnuts in them. I just put a new bandsaw blade on the bandsaw Thursday, and it sure was nice having a fresh new sharp blade on that thing, but now it's already showing signs of wear. I'm thinking I need to also coat some of my cedar chips. When I'm done doing these, I cut a bunch of cedar discs, red cedar. I think I'll take one right now and see how easy it's gonna be. This one's got 2 walnuts in it. See what I mean? Some of the walnut is brown and some of it's yellow. I've been stealing the walnut shells from the neighbor's yard. All right, here's one of my red cedar chips. Since a lot of these discs have red cedar in them, I may want to complement them with some red cedar discs like I do with my fatwood. Now see the difference in the color after it's had epoxy versus not? Heck, my gloves are so goobered up, I don't need to use the brush. Yeah, I've got a lot of those to do. There, I'll just rub them with my finger and they're all done. I got another one over here. I had to make a thumbnail, so I just grabbed a bunch of pieces and put them on the table and took a picture. Heck yeah. I need to get out and cut down a whole tree so I can send Linda Campbell some serious chunks of red cedar down in Alabama. Linda Campbell's Fatwood Art. She got her lathe around the same time I did. She jumped right in, man. She makes some incredible stuff. I like having my lathe, but it's not my main, how do you say, machine of choice. Got a lot of wood turning I want to do, but I need to get caught up on my other projects first. Sadly, this summer I have battled with tendonitis from HE double hockey sticks. I'll have my tendonitis flare-ups for a while, and then I'll do fine, start making videos again, and then I'll have another flare-up. Thought I was going to have another tendonitis flare-up yesterday. Thank God. I think I'm healed from it, but I got to be careful. It's one of those pains that brings you to tears, puts a sad look on your face, that tendonitis. I bet you I would have had a lot of stuff turned this year had it not been for that crap. Back from my forklift days when I hurt my wrist, every once in a while comes back to haunt me. Shouldn't be throwing skids like I was doing. Thinking I'm Superwoman. Let's see, I don't think I have any on this hand. There's some pretty cool stuff I've been working on over here, but I don't know if the camera's going to follow me over there. I've got a whole stack of these fishing lure coasters. Yoo-hoo, camera, come here. Nope, not gonna do it. How about this? I think the camera's made to follow face, but I don't think it's made to follow hands. What I do? Take it off. There it goes. Track me over here. No. Yep, that camera's made to follow faces. They need a mode to switch it over to hands. Follow my hands. I don't want to show my ugly mug today. There we go. This is all nothing but small cedar and hemlock cones, looks like. Got a little piece of fatwood in it. I can't wait to get to where I have all the green lichen. Tree lichen is easily confused with moss. Most of the time when you see what people call hanging moss, that's usually tree lichen. All right. Need a radio playing. Maybe next time I'll add somebody to the chat. They can do all the talking. Keep the chat interesting for me while I do this. No, I noticed some of you watching are from Michigan. How about this dry weather, huh? The only rain we got was that downpour at the camp out with Backyard Trucker and Tina and Marketplace Boutique, Mateo Outdoors, Lower Michigan Adventures, Outdoors with Dan. We got a burst of rain for the first time in like a week. But it was the only spot in all of Michigan. And that was a good thing that we got that downpour because it made the fire safety fire safety a little better. But now we're looking at a whole nother 10 days without a drop of rain. I think they said a possible sprinkle this week, but who's that going to be for? I want to have me some bonfires, but it's just too dry. I'd hate to catch my whole woodshed on fire. You'd be able to see it from a couple counties over, maybe even all the way down to Indiana with all that damn fat wood I got in there. It'd be all over the news. It wouldn't be good. That fat wood puts out some serious black smoke, let me tell you. I might even go back there this week and take the leaf blower, get all the leaves that might be around my pine knots and stuff, straighten it up around there a little bit just in case, make it a little safer. I try to do that a couple times a year, tidy up. Lisa and Jamie, hey, make it hard to have a campfire. That's right, man. Here we go. We got another one with a couple of walnuts in it. Even got some bacon wood in there. Lisa, I wish you lived closer. You come hang out with me and we can do fun projects together. Have some fun bonfires when you guys aren't out traveling. I admire how active you, Lisa and Jamie are. How active and motivated, full of life. All right, I've got bump in my paper. Can I straighten it out? There we go. Hey, that stack's all done. Now what? Heidi, what about cookies? No, Steve. Steve's woodworking a homestead in-house. Having a boring old live stream watching me paint discs. Here's some more. Should turn them the other way though. Oh, that'll work. My poor bandsaw, Steve, I've been putting it through hell. Dulling the blade. Yeah, we should hang out more for sure, Jamie and Lisa. I really meant to make it out to Hillsdale last fall to see you and Lisa last fall. But man, life just got so busy. There we go. Now there's some cedar. That's a green cedar cone. So I just want to seal this off. Make sure no moisture gets into my dried cones. Chris Stone likes a link you shared. Oh, cool. So most of you have seen me work with these discs. And I just simply drop them into a coaster mold and pour resin on top and the color pops. But all this green stuff that I harvested, I wanted to get it done, sealed, saved for later. I've got to sell more coasters before I can go making a bunch more. I should have done this a little bit sooner, but these are perfect for fall. There we go. Got us some hemlock and cedar, bacon wood. I like how I put these sticks of fat wood and then cut them with the bandsaw. They look like slices of bacon. There's a lot of green in that one. Nice. A lot of cedar in there too. If you guys aren't subscribed to Steve and Susie's Homestead, they're going to be up to some cool stuff coming up. I'm looking forward to next summer. It'll be their first summer at their homestead. Making a big move up north. We have a couple weeks off. End of October, we could do an overnight camp. Ooh, burr. Well, if the weather keeps up like this, maybe. Hot damn, man. 80 degrees all throughout freaking September without a drop of rain. All that freaking downpour we had at Fort Custer. I left y'all in the dust. Oh man, it was right after my live stream from the campground. It was Sticky Steve, my boyfriend Steve, and I, with Tina's the Outsider and Mateo Outdoors, just the four of us sitting around the campfire, did the live stream. After the live stream, we watched the lightning, and I swore up and down we were going to get missed. Oh no, it was coming right for us. Tina hurried up and started getting ready, and I tailed it back to her van, and Mateo went back to his trailer, and Steve and I, oh man, we packed up whatever we could in the car and took off down the road, headed home. Shit, man, it takes forever to get out of that campground. That's a big recreational center area, whatever you call it. By the time we got out of there and got on Dickman Road, man, did it downpour. I couldn't see where I was going. Every car on the road slowed down to a crawl. I got that old ass car. Oh my God, the lights suck on that car. Plus one of my headlights points up and I'm too lazy to fix it. Oh, that downpour was something else, but it was a blessing. All right, Shalisa, what are you doing to goof this up? Get your ass back over there and stay. Guess I should have done a little bit more taping down. Usually I have this silicone mat out. That silicone mat can be a bitch to wash. It's great for peeling off epoxy resin, but you can't just take a brush and wipe off the tabletop. You got to take the whole silicone mat and soap it up and scrub it in the sink and dry it. Today I just took the silicone mat off and laid out the wax paper, but it just wants to slide all over the damn place. I'm getting her done though. You could drill holes in those and string a bunch together. Would be great looking mobile in the sunshine. Yeah. I believe there are kits for those, but it would be cheaper if I came up with something myself or copied it. I like this one. This one's got all kinds of stuff. I see a jack pine cone, hemlock, cedar, some walnuts, some bacon wood, some cedar leaf, if that's what you want to call it, because cedars don't have needles or leaves. What would you call the greens from a cedar? El Taulo? Is that Towley from South Park? Hold on here. Welcome, El Taulo. I know I'm pronouncing that right, but I tried. I mean, I'm pronouncing it wrong. I've only known about you for not very long. Don't know if I've been to your channel, though. Do you make videos, El Tao? Cedar frowns. Cedar frowns? Turn that frown upside down. Cedar feathers. Tina's back for a couple more minutes. Whoop whoop. This one here is the bottom of a Austrian pine cone. Boy, this thing's all jacked up. Thick on one side, thin on the other. Let's see it come to life. It's going to soak up a lot of this epoxy resin. Looks almost like a flower, doesn't it? I sold Jody from Marketplace Boutique. I sold her a coaster set. She said she liked the ones that look like the flowers. There we go. Let's see here. Yeah. Hey, I see some green in this one over here. Won't be long. I'm going to have to pour some more resin. I don't know how many of you watch wood turning videos, stuff like that, but I do, and my favorite part is when something is finished. Best part, because it just makes it pop. So I thought, you know what? I'll do a live stream. Basically, that's all it is. Watch it go from this to this. Now that part right there, that's another jack pine cone. I need to go out and harvest more. Jack pine and Scots pine have the same cones. Went fatwood hunting last Friday, and I gathered a few things. Man, was it hot. Well, it's been hot. There. All right, where am I going to put the next one? Need to be more strategic about where I'm placing these. There. Because I've got a lot to do. Start using up this pile over here. So I got room over there. A little slow. My allergies are kicking my aw. Wait, you're sending me a pic? What you sending me a picture of, Stevie? All right, flip her over. Boy, these gloves are getting soaked. There's a bit of walnut right there, the very top part. I love the walnut shell. I really love watching wood turning videos when people use walnut shells and epoxy resin in their bowls and their cups and whatever they're freaking turning. It's so cool. I guarantee you someday I'll be turning something like that. If my tendonitis will quit interfering with my life. Vanessa Kitty, I want to do some more doggone turning. Good to see you, Vanessa. Hope you're having a good day. Got some green in this one. I should be making these wider. But hey, these little ketchup and mustard condiment bottles from the Dollar Tree, we call it the Family Tree around here because they're blended with the Family Dollar and the Dollar Tree. But these ketchup and mustard bottles are so cheap. I just fill them full of all of this forest junk. And then I mix up some epoxy resin, draw the bubbles out, pour it in, and then draw the bubbles out of that. And then I dull my poor bandsaw blades cutting through these walnut shells. Hey, this walnut's got some nut in it still. Don't know if you can see that or not. Probably not. I've got a fancy highfalutin webcam on a little tripod right here. That's what you're watching from. Big old fancy, supposed to be 4K. Tracks your face, but don't track your hands worth a damn. And I got the USB extension cord run through it to the computer and the television across the room. Gazoon type. Was it me that sneezed? What am I reading over there? I beg your pardon, Shalisa. What did I say? Gosh, I wish I could rewind it and see what I said. Oh, yes, walnuts. See? There's nuts in the walnut shell. The squirrel didn't eat it all. Right there. You know what nuts are, Steve. Come on. That's kind of cool. Oh, I got too much on here. Got to brush it off. I miss your live streams, Stevie. But I understand you're busy. Real busy. You and Susie are kicking butt out there. All right, we got something in the way. We need to make room. Get you out of there. My mold release spray. We don't need that. Not today, anyway. Stir sticks can move out of the way. There. We'll have a whole table full before you know it. Are you using a fume hood to ventilate? No, I'm not. Should I be? I keep my house pretty well ventilated to begin with, but I have a fan in the workshop right over that way, pulling air out. And the window in the front of the house where the shady part's at, window open, so I'm pulling outdoor air in. And I got the ceiling fan going and another fan in the front of the house blowing it this way. That's the closest I got to a fume hood. I am using walnut dowels for some stool legs. Pretty stuff. Cool. Walnut dowels. It was a smile face in the nut meats. Gotcha. Nut meats. Yeah, there's a Sprague Wood Turning. He did a pretty cool bowl. And all the walnut shells looked like smiling jack-o'-lanterns. Right in the meat nuts. Wow, this stuff's getting thick. I'm glad I only made a little cup to start out with. I think next time I will set up a light over here somehow. Because right now all of my light is coming from the lamp, from this, and from the light behind me, which I'm pretty much blocking. As long as this light don't get in my way, I'll keep it right here. You can maybe see a little better. Hey, this one's got tree lichen in it. I'm a liking it. Not sure how to show it though, because how would I explain it? I suppose you could see it a little bit. It's mostly on the edge. There's a strip right here. Let's see, I know what I need to do. I need to move my cup of water without dumping it so I can hold this up a little closer. Okay, there we go. Now right here, come here, light. What? Come back. Right here is a strip of tree lichen and bark. It's basically peeling it off of the stick, drying it out, coating it in epoxy resin, and then placing it in the tube with the rest of the stuff. So it was facing outwards, the side of the plastic tube I had this in. So you can't see the green here, but you can see it on the side there. And it's just the color I wanted. It's nice lime green. There we go. What do we got here? I think we're following a pattern here. I've actually got them in order from where they were cut. Here's the top of a walnut shell, I should say. Those volatile chemicals can do a number on you over time. Good to know. I tell you what, when I'm cutting this stuff on the bandsaw, I have the best face mask that I can wear, and I actually wheel my bandsaw outside when I cut epoxy resin discs. And no matter how hot it is outside, I wear that respirator mask. I mean, you can smell the chemicals. I did have some college in industrial plastics. Technically, it is a plastic. It's just not oil-based, I don't think. There's some tree lichen right there, man. That's so pretty. Hey, I like the pattern on that. It's like a big reveal every time. Yeah, my neighbors are really close. And when I plug in the air compressor to blow off my bandsaw, I see a cloud of epoxy dust just float right on over. And I'm like, man, I need to make sure they're all at work or at school when I blow that thing off. I only got to worry about the dog. Shame on me. Thanks, Stevie. I don't want to cut this shit in my house, man. I have my wood lathe by a window, far enough from the window that nothing flies off and breaks it, but close enough to the window where I have a fan drawing the air out. It's my best bet so far for ventilation. Got a lot to learn, and I insist I'm going to learn it one thing at a time. Yep, it's almost time to change the gloves out. Looks like I can do about 5-6 more of these. Yeah, tree lichen. Man, I'm glad I added that lichen on there. I'm guilty of calling lichen moss. That's something I've learned. Especially after going to Oregon and taking pictures of that stuff hanging off the trees. I actually posted a Moss Monday picture on Instagram. Turns out it's not moss, it's lichen. Nature's gauze. It's that green stuff you find on trees and rocks. Oh, there we go. Trying to work around this light. Let's see. Shalisa, check your phone when you take one of those sexy gloves off. Oh, shucks. It's a good thing I'm not wearing lace gloves. Man, I'd be in all kinds of trouble. Sexy gloves. Oh, wait a minute. I got my phone right here and it ain't done nothing. Check your phone when you take one. Okay, then. I will check it. Some of these phones suck. They're just not reliable. Yeah, this stuff's getting thick quick. Perfect amount. I'm so glad I didn't pour any more. I did 20 grams of resin and 20 grams of hardener, the 2-part epoxy. So when I pour again, it'll be the same amount. I'll put it in my vacuum chamber and pull the bubbles out, which really don't need to worry about because I'm just spreading this stuff on. Did you forget to push the send button? Or you just wanted to hear my phone go off? Oh, man. Yeah, I guess this was a good idea to go live while I do this, because it does get kind of lonely, and you guys coming by definitely helps. You know, if I was more religious, I'd join a church, just join some kind of sewing circle or something. It'd be nice. Everyone sitting around the table, working on projects together, and there went the cup. All right, this looks like it's going to be the last one. Getting messy now. Flip it over. Wow, still got a lot there. Just a little bit more. There we go. Set this down over here. The gloves are coming off. And I have a special trash can just for this work table. It's my favorite work table. It's very tall. I can work and stand up or sitting down. Whew, my hands got a little clammy. All right, let's see here. No, you didn't send it for some reason. An old man's beard. They used to stuff life vests with it back in the day. Huh. Okay. Let's see here. Image. Oh boy. Oh damn. You did get into something. Dude. Let me tell you, everyone. Steve's Woodworking Homestead will be the first to tell you this. When you're burning brush, make sure you don't burn poison ivy. I think of Steve's Woodworking every time I'm having a bonfire and we're gathering up brush. Don't burn poison ivy. You'll poison ivy your lungs. What the heck did you get into, Steve? All right, we're going to move these over. So get a little dust on the table. We don't want that on our pretty little discs. And I make sure I have a paintbrush before I bring these in the house. Outside with my mask still on, I take a medium-sized paintbrush, and I get as much of the dust off as I can on each side, blow on it, and I'll do that one after the other, and I brush the dust off before I bring it in the house. Still seems to be a little messy, but the cleaner the better, because you don't want to dirty up this pretty stuff over here. Hey, now I can take a drink of water. All right, time for some more resin. I use this wax paper from the Priority Mail shipping labels for my scale. I save them all. It's free wax paper. I mean, as many Priority Mail shipping labels as I go through, I save all the papers that I peel them off of. You put it on there, turn it on. For mica, you might be having a reaction from the Formica countertop. All right, now let's see. I did 20 and 20 last time. And I hear it's important to pour the resin first. Oops. See, I'm talking and working at the same time. Pour the resin first and the hardener last. One thing I don't like is some brands, the hardener is the A, or the hardener is the blue, or the resin is the B, or the resin is the blue. It's not the same with all the brands. That really upsets me. So I don't go by the colors. I just go by what's written on it. All right. Right about there. Because I went over and did 29 instead. So there we go, 60. I always use just a tiny bit more of the hardener. All right, I don't need that anymore. Or that. I'll get my little stir stick. I got a whole collection of stir sticks. So since Vanessa Kitty brought it up with the fumes and all, I'm going to be finding myself some videos to learn what I can about the chemicals. This is way more resin than I needed. So I consider it well ventilated in here, but something like this, I've got exposed resin all over. And I'm breathing in a lot more resin fumes than I would, say, if I poured this into a cup or a tube or a bowl. Yeah, if I can smell it, then I'm breathing it in, right? Okay. Now, I don't have the vacuum chamber on camera, but it is what it is. Okay, close that off, turn that on. There. Some fishing lure coasters. All right, here we go. All right. The vacuum chamber is pulling bubbles out for me right now. Looks like I got a little bit of resin on my hand. The three of you watching, I appreciate you. I'm going to go get this resin off my hands and I'll be right back. I'm suddenly allergic to Kit Kats. I missed that part. Yeah, looks like I got some resin on the table right there. There. You like my cute little jar of stir sticks and paintbrushes? Get another paintbrush out for when the other one gets too thick. All right, how's that? How's them bubbles coming? Looks good. Here we go. Back at it again. Woohoo! Outdoors with Den. Thanks, Den. You know why I made them, don't you? I made them because you said you would like some that are clear without the blue background. Now, I bought like a 6-pack mold. It's a tray with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 circles. And I made coasters out of them. And then I went to use it for the second time, and I did not put mold release spray. And guess what happened? Oh, yeah. Yep. So I've got some repairs to do. I've got a knife. I've been cutting off the rubber, or the silicone, silicone molds for epoxy resin. And got to get that rubber off of there to fix those. This one has an arrowhead in it. I should have put arrowheads in the clear ones. All right. Next, let's see here. Need new gloves. Time to glove up. My stepdad works at a hospital and brings me boxes of these things. But I go through them so much, I still have to buy them from time to time. There we go. Time to get back to work. Pretty soon I'm going to have to start putting them over on this side. Yep, don't want them to be all dirty. All right, where do we start? All right. Got another walnut face. See if I can work around this light or not. Stack these up, make more room. How's this gonna work? Oh, don't tear it. There we go. How's that? Yeah, I can do that. Good thing there's no resin right here. It'd be all on my arm. This one's got some green in it. Well, I'm going to have to work faster now. I got more resin in the cup. Okay. Woohoo! We got back to the double walnut shells. You know, that notification popped up on my screen, and now I can't read the whole chat. Peace out, Stevie. Have a good nap. Take an old man nap. And I tell you guys what, Steve and Susie been hard at it. They fixed up the lake house. and now it's ready for sale. About 2 years ago, they bought the house up north, which is in disrepair, and they're starting from scratch. If you don't follow Steve and Susie's Homestead, you're missing out. Be sure to subscribe. They just finished putting the Formica counter on, and they've been spending all summer moving and prepping for the big winter, their first winter up north. So they're going to be moving from Lake Orion, Auburn Hills area, up north near Cadillac. I'm so bummed that I was so close to them a few weeks ago. Even had they been out at the new homestead that weekend, I wouldn't have had time to drive up and see them. We had to get the kid back home for school. Cool. What do you think? Ooh, what's this one? I see some cedar and hemlock cone in this one. A touch of broken walnut shell. And a little bit of fatwood right there. Now I've got these cool molds for coaster holders. I got coaster holders for hexagon, or no, they were octagon coasters, square coasters, and round coasters. And chips like these that aren't fully around, I can put in those holders. Sometimes I'll even cut them in half or in quarters to fit them in the coaster holders. Let's get back to this double walnut. This is cool as heck. Got a few more of these. Even got some bacon wood right there. I love fatwood. I think people expected me to get burned out on the fatwood thing, but I'm steady going 7-8 years now. Yeah, I'll be damned. This October will be 8 years making videos on YouTube. I'll be damned. And you know, fatwood really was what got me to do my first video. You know, I started learning how to do YouTube, watch videos and search for videos. And first thing I started looking up on YouTube when I learned the computer and could watch YouTube, I was looking up morel hunting videos from Michigan. Started following some people, and they started learning about fatwood, so I started watching fatwood videos. Not just us young folks that are learning about fatwood for the first time, but a lot of people in their 60s are like, been having fires my whole life and never knew about fatwood. Sure beats using paper to start your bonfire, gasoline like some people use, charcoal fire, liquid fuel. Man, I put Stevie to bed, put him to sleep, made him have to take a nap. How many I got watching? 3. Cool. Appreciate you guys. Hey, we got some cedar in this one. I'm so glad that I'm doing it this way and not dipping them. Keep them thin and ready for use. There we go. This is gonna get challenging pretty soon here. Got that whole side almost filled up. I'm thinking tomorrow I'm going to go out to the woodshed and select a few pieces of fat wood out of my collection. Cut them down and process them up for my store. See if I can boost my sales. It got a little quiet in my store. Hey, right here's some red cedar. Now, you see those cedar cones? They're still green and they're still small. They haven't really gotten very big or opened up yet. That's what's right in here. So those sliced on the bandsaw, and there's the color. That's the green I wanted, and I want to preserve that. I want to preserve the wood too. You know, even though we've got this crazy heat going on here in Michigan, it's a dry heat, so I don't have to worry too much right now when it comes to humidity getting in the wood of these fresh cut discs. But this gives me a peace of mind. All my hard work of collecting these, making them and cutting them. They will lose some of their color, but not that bad. All right, looks like we have a whole walnut shell here. This walnut shell looks like it has a smile. Oops. Been a few times I've almost knocked that over. Won't be the end of the world. Here we go. Do another. That's what I was looking for right there. That's just gosh darn pretty. That wood right there, though, that fat wood's not very resinous. Not as much as this one over here. Tina's the Outsider is live. 6:15. Oh crap. Is it? It's not 6:15 already, is it? Crap. Did I miss her premiere? Doggone it. It never popped up to remind me of her premiere. Man. Guess I'll wrap up my live stream. Man, doggone it. What time did I start this stupid live stream? I didn't think I'd go, but maybe an hour, maybe 2. Oh yeah, I started this at 4:45. Man, this day goes by fast. Well, folks, I'm gonna cut this live stream so I can watch Tina's while I work. Man, that's pretty. Jim Thomas just came in. How you doing, Jim? I'm gonna do 2 more to finish that stack. And then I'm gonna take the gloves off real quick, end my live stream, and jump over to Tina's the Outsider. Doggone it, I told her I'd turn the notification on for her premiere. Yeah, not bad. That's the first one I dropped. Probably because I'm rushing it. I told her I was going to be at her premiere, and I think that was at 6. And now I've got a notification that she's live about the windmill garden video and current updates, and it's 6:17. So her video must have been less than 15 minutes long. Doggone it. I'm sorry, Tina. Okay, hopefully she's live for a little bit. All right, last one here. Beautiful walnut shell. How you doing, Jimbo? Yeah, I have to keep working because poured a little more epoxy resin than I meant to. First time I poured and made a cup full, it was 20 grams and 20 grams, so 40 grams total. And it started to get sticky by the time I got to the bottom of the cup. Now it's really going to get sticky by the time I get done here. Yeah, you're a little late, Jim. I'm sorry. And now I'm hightailing it out of here. I'm going to go see what Tina's the Outsider's up to. I'll actually look at it right now while I'm live. Maybe I can convince y'all to go check it out yourselves. Let's see. Hopefully I got it on mute. There she is. Aw. All right. Yep. I got to hurry over there. Bye, Jimbo. Bye, everyone watching. Thank you so much. I'll do it again sometime. And peace out.